Okay, wow. Trying to keep up with AI news lately. It's like drinking from a fire hose, right? Every single day feels like there's a new tool, some wild new research, or a huge ethical debate kicking off. It's just a lot. So yeah, our mission today is basically to cut through all that noise. We want to pull out the really important stuff, the key insights, the surprising bits, the developments that actually matter from all the latest updates and news. The goal is, by the end of this deep dive, you'll feel genuinely up to speed quickly and clearly. Not just on what's happening, but sort of why it's significant.
Absolutely. Think of it as your express lane to understand what's really going on at the edge of AI. We'll dig into the just sheer speed of AI's growth, look at some genuinely groundbreaking new tools that are changing how we work, how we create. Then we'll explore the latest jumps in language models, and maybe most importantly, really get into those critical talks around safety, ethics, and the future of this whole industry. It's a fascinating, slightly dizzying time to be watching it all unfold.
Okay, so let's unpack this. When you look at just the sheer volume of AI news, what really stands out, I think, isn't just the quantity, but the scale it's reached. Like, the scale of adoption and development. It's not just a tech story anymore, is it? It's embedding itself deep into daily life, into global infrastructure. I mean, take Google's Flow generative AI. You heard about this. In just 3 months, it blew past 100 million user-generated videos. 100 million. They even had to launch a whole new Flow hub.
That's staggering growth. And they didn't stop there, right? There's
Yeah.
a new AI video generator just for the Gemini advanced users.
Exactly. We're talking instant video from text prompts. That's a massive leap for, creative accessibility.
And that consumer push, it's moving beyond just making content. Look at Samsung's next Galaxy Buds, the FEE ones.
Right.
Launching next year, apparently around $150.
Right. I saw that.
They're going to have Gemini AI built right in. So it's not just sound, it's live language translation, spatial audio, better noise canceling, all in your earbud. It kind of points to this future where AI is just there,
Yeah.
an invisible layer.
It's fascinating, isn't it? Almost literally close to us. And that shift, that embedding of AI, you see it in the competition too. Elon Musk's chatbot, Grok.
Oh, yeah.
It actually jumped past Google's Gemini in the App Store rankings recently. That tells you something, right? About consumer interest, about how fast the space is moving. User experience is becoming king.
Definitely. And beyond the consumer side, AI is getting woven into these big strategic partnerships, into enterprise operations. Like Google is working with Kairos Power.
The nuclear project in Tennessee.
Exactly. Building out clean energy specifically for AI's massive power needs. It's not just about energy, it's acknowledging that AI's future needs a sustainable power grid behind it.
And then you've got Oracle, huge in the enterprise cloud space, now integrating Google's Gemini models directly. That's not just another partnership. It feels like a fundamental shift.
It really does. It lets businesses tap into really advanced AI analytics automation. It strengthens Oracle's hand, obviously, but it also just accelerates how quickly big companies adopt this stuff. A powerhouse combo, for sure.
We're also seeing it seep into, everyday business processes. There's this link-based checkout thing, no typing needed. Apparently 2/3 of the Forbes AI 50 companies are already using it.
Wow. That points to that drive for hyper-efficiency, automating things that used to take time and effort.
Okay, but here's where it gets really interesting for me. It's not just big tech, not just niche tools. It's how it's getting into healthcare, shopping, daily life. Meta, for example. Big strategic shift coming.
With their ad targeting.
Yeah, from January 2026, they're limiting manual targeting options even more, pushing advertisers hard towards their AI-managed campaigns. They say it boosts conversions, cuts costs.
Right, the standard efficiency pitch.
But what does that actually mean for advertisers? For creativity and ads, does the AI just take over?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? From Meta's side, it's efficiency and scale. But yeah, it definitely shifts the power towards their AI. And we see similar things happening in public services too.
Like the UK pilot.
Right, the NHS is testing an AI tool in a hospital trust to automate discharge paperwork. The idea is, faster patient flow, less admin burden. Sounds great on paper.
Yeah.
But it raises questions, right, about that balance. Automation versus the human touch, especially in sensitive areas like healthcare. Where do you draw the line? And what's really fascinating now is just the sheer breadth of new tools and model improvements. It's happening right across the AI stack. It really shows the technology maturing beyond just the big language models into this whole interconnected ecosystem. So if you look at developer tools, data tools, there's innovation everywhere. For search and building AI agents, Chroma Cloud launched this open source, serverless search database.
Serverless.
Yeah, makes it way easier to build agents that can use tools acting on your own content, especially if you pair it with something like DSPI for programming your LLMs.
And what about generating the data itself? That's always a bottleneck, right?
Huge bottleneck. But DatologyAI's BeyondWeb. It's a new approach using rephrasing to create synthetic training data. They say it outperforms public benchmarks, and they're aiming for trillions of tokens. It's now core to how they curate data. That's massive for training bigger, better models when real-world data runs out.
And cleaning up messy data, that's always a headache.
Tell me about it. But Tensorlake is tackling that. It turns messy documents multilingual, even handwritten, into data that's ready for ag models.
RAG ready, okay. So retrieval augmented generation.
Exactly, meaning the AI can pull in external info to be more accurate. Tensorlake does this with just a few lines of code. Plus, Berkeley's DocETL system, which uses an LLM to automatically rewrite complex data pipelines, just got a spotlight at VLDB 2025. That's a big validation in the database world, basically automating the really tedious, error-prone stuff.
Okay, shifting gears to media, creativity, and some of this stuff is just wild. Alibaba's Wan 2.2 generates 2-minute dance videos without control footage. Just imagine the possibilities for artists.
Wow, no control footage needed at all.
Nope. And then there's Qwen-Image-Edit. It lets you do precise text edits on images in Chinese and English, but keeps the original style. You can change the meaning and the visuals. Super useful for localization.
And for people wanting to work offline, AMD and Stability AI launched the Stable Diffusion 3.0 medium model.
Right, for the new Ryzen AI laptops.
Yeah, so you can generate high-quality images fast, entirely on your own machine. Big plus for privacy, speed, and just having that creative control locally.
The productivity tools are getting supercharged too. Paradigm has this AI native spreadsheet. Users are reporting saving over 10,000 hours already, and the pricing seems pretty accessible.
That's serious time savings. And Hugging Face, keeping things open, released free, local AI sheets, no code needed. Helps you build and enrich data sets, works with open LLMs, really lowers the barrier for people to work with AI data.
Even tools we thought we knew are transforming. Grammarly, it's not just spell check anymore.
Not at all. It's basically a full AI productivity suite now. Specialized writing agents, plagiarism detection, AI content detection, even a collaborative document space. It's like having an AI writing partner.
And Google's latest Gemini update has that select and ask feature, lets you edit web apps in real time, no coding needed. That's huge for democratizing development.
It really is.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about the models themselves. The LLMs. The open source space is really cooking. Olmo 2 is getting a lot of praise.
For efficiency?
Top-tier training efficiency, yeah, but also really strong practical utility. It's doing well on things like generating synthetic data, rewriting web content, performing like a state-of-the-art model. NVIDIA dropped Nemotron Nano 9B V2. It's compact, open, has this cool toggleable reasoning mode, and uses a hybrid SSM architecture.
SSM state space model.
Right. Supposedly gives major speed boosts. They also shared a minimally pruned version designed to compete with Qwen-38B with an open recipe and permissive license. IBM's in the game too, with efficient commercial embedding models for practical use.
And the leaderboards are shifting. Claude 4.1 Opus apparently took the top spot for coding.
Yeah, beating GPT-5 high, even with extended reasoning turned on. That's a big deal, showing competition heats up for specific, really important tasks like code generation.
How are we even measuring these things anymore? The benchmarks must be evolving too.
Oh, absolutely. There's Monaco, which tests how well models reason across different sources, and SynthBench, which is interesting. It measures how good a model is at generating training data for other models. Kind of meta. Olmo did well there too.
Yeah.
One study even suggested standard AIs are now matching or beating prediction markets. But on the flip side, classic arcade game tests showed LLMs can learn rules but still kind of suck at spatial reasoning and speed. So, humans still have an edge somewhere.
Good to know. And the platforms themselves are adding more capabilities for developers, right?
Definitely. The Gemini API now has URL context generally available. Developers can just feed it up to 20 URLs, websites, PDFs, images directly. No extra tool fees, just the token costs. Makes prompting much richer and easier.
That seems really useful.
Yeah. And Anthropic added a real-time usage and cost API for Claude, crucial for teams trying to manage their spending and iterate quickly. Oh, and Claude can now apparently end conversations autonomously. A small detail, but interesting.
And Chrome's API is playing nice with Llama now.
Yep. So Chrome-based Gemini apps can run open-source LLMs locally, makes in-browser AI way more modular, more customizable. Plus, Meta's SAM2, for video object segmentation, is now in Hugging Face transformers. Open source, Apache 2.0 license. Huge for video folks.
Hugging Face seems to be everywhere in the open source scene.
They really are. They also just released Open Design Resources, lets developers quickly build and customize AI assistants. It's basically offering an open alternative to things like OpenAI's GPT store, promoting flexibility. So yeah, these tools are incredibly powerful. They're changing how we interact with tech, maybe even each other, but
Yeah.
it does raise that important question, doesn't it? As AI gets this deeply woven into everything, what are the underlying principles? What are the challenges that come along with it?
Right. So what does this all mean for the bigger picture? Beyond the shiny new tools, we have these fundamental questions popping up. How does AI actually learn? What's its real impact on society? What are the ethics of it all? This is where we really need to get into the deep part of this deep dive. First off, let's talk about understanding how AI learns. There's this big push, major funding going into the physics of AI. The Simons Foundation is backing a huge interdisciplinary project led by Surya Ganguli, like $2 million a year.
Wow.
The goal is basically to crack open that black box, figure out how these neural networks actually learn. Why is understanding the how so vital here?
Oh, it's absolutely critical. I mean, if we don't understand how they learn, how can we truly trust them? How can we predict their weird behaviors, find the hidden biases, make them genuinely reliable? It connects to people like Andrew Gordon Wilson arguing deep learning isn't that mysterious if we just look properly. It's about finding the underlying logic to build safer, more dependable AI.
But okay, even with all this progress, getting AI adopted in the real world, especially in big companies, still seems tough. There was that MIT study.
Yeah, the one finding only 5% of enterprise Gen AI projects show rapid revenue growth.
Exactly. And most failures weren't because the tech was bad, but because of learning gaps in the organization, poor adoption. What does that tell us?
It's a huge point, isn't it? It suggests the tech might be ready, but the people and the processes often aren't. The successful companies, according to the study, tend to buy proven tools and really empower their managers to use them. Building proprietary systems often falls flat. It's a reminder that tech needs the right human environment.
Which leads us straight into those crucial, sometimes uncomfortable discussions around ethics, safety, privacy. These are getting louder as AI spreads, like the Otter.ai lawsuit you mentioned earlier.
Right, the allegations of recording Zoom and Meet calls secretly, without consent, and using that data for training their transcription AI.
It perfectly highlights that tension, doesn't it? The convenience of a great transcription tool versus, well, your private conversations potentially being hoovered up.
It really does. If an AI is always listening, who owns that data? How is it really being used? On the flip side, though, we are seeing some responses. Sam Altman announced OpenAI plans encryption features for ChatGPT.
That's a positive step.
And Google Gemini now has temporary chat sessions, like Chrome's incognito mode. So conversations aren't stored, aren't used for training, giving users more control. Important moves towards user privacy.
But then there are other concerns, like bias. There's research showing top models, like GPT-4, actually prefer AI-generated content over human stuff.
That's a weird one, isn't it? Like an AI echo chamber?
Kind of. What does that mean for fairness in hiring, maybe? Academia? Is human creativity getting marginalized by the machines we built?
It's a profound question. We need to watch that carefully as AI becomes a gatekeeper. And speaking of vulnerable areas, look at child safety. Texas is investigating Meta AI Studio and Character.ai.
Why? What's the concern there?
The allegation is their chatbots might be misleading kids about mental health support without any real medical oversight. It just hammers home the need for careful rules, especially when AI interacts with children. The stakes are incredibly high.
And security just keeps popping up. Researchers showed ChatGPT and Gemini can be tricked by hidden prompts, hidden inside images.
Yeah, basically letting attackers steal data without anyone noticing. It's a stark reminder that as AI gets smarter, the ways to attack it get sneakier too. Security needs to be baked in, not bolted on later.
On a more positive note, Google and Anthropic are teaming up on safety.
They are, working together to improve AI safety, reliability, build better safeguards against misinformation, harmful outputs. That kind of collaboration is essential. This isn't a problem one company can fix alone.
Okay, what about the industry itself? The whole AI bubble fear seems real. Sam Altman himself has been warning about excessive investor hype, comparing it to the dot-com bust.
Yeah, and he also warned the U.S. might be underestimating how fast China is moving in AI. Adds another layer to the whole thing.
It's a healthy reality check, maybe, amidst all the excitement.
I think so. And analysts like Dylan Battelle are putting out sharp takes on things like GPT-5's path, NVIDIA's utter dominance, highlighting how NVIDIA's whole ecosystem, chips, fabs, memory, networking, creates this massive competitive moat.
They're not just selling shovels in the gold rush, they built the whole mine.
Pretty much. It's a powerful position, but also raises questions about competition and potential bottlenecks down the line.
And finally, this idea of AI for good. We see big U.S. tech firms ramping up projects in Africa, Google's AI center in Ghana, investments in disaster response, health.
Which sounds great, of course.
But experts are cautioning, right, about becoming too reliant on foreign tech, stressing the need for local empowerment, building local skills, making sure it's sustainable and truly benefits the communities, not just tech deployment.
Exactly. It's about partnership and capacity building, not just dropping in solutions. A really important nuance.
Okay, let's try and pull this together. We've covered a huge amount, an incredible snapshot of just how fast AI is moving from, making dance videos to helping run nuclear plants. It's just this incredibly dynamic, complex landscape, full of amazing progress, but also some really critical challenges.
Yeah, you connect the dots, the bigger picture that emerges is this constant tension, isn't it, between the blistering pace of innovation, the absolute necessity for strong ethical guardrails, and then the messy real-world challenges of actually getting this stuff adopted and used well.
Yeah.
It really underscores that AI's impact isn't just technological, it's deeply societal. It touches everything: privacy, creativity, work, even how we define intelligence itself. So thinking about all of that, as AI gets more and more ingrained in literally every aspect of our lives, how we search, how we create, maybe even how we monitor astronauts' health in space, how do you see that balance shifting, between the convenience AI offers and the control we retain? And maybe more importantly, what's our collective responsibility here? How do we all play a part in shaping an AI future that's actually beneficial, that's equitable, and respects our humanity?
Something to chew on, right?